All right, so this is what we're going to do. It's another Facebook Live podcast, but we are sitting here just praying on the Wi-Fi here in Raytown, Missouri, just a stone's throw away from Kauffman Stadium and Arrowhead Stadium here where the Kansas City Chiefs and the Kansas City Royals play. Not downtown. We're not in an area here in Kansas City that has the new, well, it's not really new anymore, I guess, but Google Fiber. So we are trucking along. I've noticed something very interesting about the Wi-Fi, because if you've been watching the Facebook Lives, you can understand that there's been a lot of challenges when it comes to the Wi-Fi here in the area of Kansas City that we're at. We get a lot of tick, tock, tick, right? There's a lot of cut, but this is unusual. If the earlier that I do the Facebook Live, right, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time. Good morning to you, Megan. This time, I don't think I'm going to cut out on you, go frozen on you. I think I've noticed that the earlier that I go, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the Wi-Fi stays pretty strong. Once we get past that, as soon as I say something, this thing's going to go crazy. But once I get past that 1 p.m. thing, then the Wi-Fi starts to go down. So we're going to get into it today. Thanks everybody listening to the podcast. Remember, you can join the Facebook Lives by going to facebook.com/sociallittleman. Emily, hello. Emily's in all the way from Iowa State University, our intern and part-timer here at here in Kansas City at Auto Alert. So this is you, Emily. Also saw Dan Moore pop in. Matt's here. Mabel, hello, all the way from Connecticut. We're going to talk about the two different ways that you can do a Facebook Live. If you were on yesterday's Facebook Live, and if you're listening to the podcast, you might be confused, so I apologize. Hello, Dan. Congratulations, by the way, Dan. Dan taking, if you don't know Dan Moore from Sacramento, Kansas, Sacramento, Kansas. It's starting a little now, Bubba, but you may plug in your machine wired. Yeah, I see, Matt. We're going to talk about the Google Chrome allows the Facebook Live from your MacBook Windows machine. You can plug in wired. Matt, I'm gonna have to talk to you about that because I did some research on that, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk. But first of all, Vista Dash. If you want to chat, Vista Dash. There we go. Dan Moore is now the new president of Vista Dash. So congratulations. Here's what I want to talk about Facebook Live. And this is where it kind of gets a little crazy with the Wi-Fi. And Matt, if you could send me the link for the Chrome extension for Facebook Live, I'd love to see it. There are two different ways that you can do Facebook Live if you plan on putting them in your strategy for personal branding or even for your business or whatever it is. Oh, my sister-in-law just popped in from the great Northwest all the way out. Hey, Carrie. Hello. Yeah, Jillian, give all the thumbs up to Dan. How about everybody give a big thumbs up and hearts to Dan Moore for the new president of Vista Dash. It's part of the PCG partner companies, but Dan Moore now the president of Vista Dash. It's a really cool product that you can have. It plugs in all your analytics into one dashboard, so you can check it out. Just log into Facebook from Chrome and you'll see the live. If it's on a page, I'll have to check it out, Matt. I did some research on it. I also did, let's talk about the two different ways that you can Facebook Live. One is this way right here. Good job, all the thumbs up and the hearts for Dan Moore. One is just like this. You take a mobile phone. I'm using a Note 5 here, and you tap into the internet, or you can use hello Aaron, thanks for joining, or you can use your data plan or whatever it is. I have an unlimited from Sprint, and you plug in and you just have a talk. You just have a chat. And the best part about this is that you're able to do one-on-one back and forth. And speaking to Dan gave me some really good feedback when we were in New Orleans for the National Auto Dealers Association. Dan and I talked for a little bit, and I appreciate the awesome kudos that you gave me on these Facebook Lives, that you liked them. And welcome. Good time hanging out on the flight the other day. It must be to Dan, not to me. See, like rolled out of bed. Jillian from the Denver, Colorado area chiming in that you looked, you had some bedhead when you got on your plane. But the interaction is what makes this for me. I could set up a video camera, I could set up my own camera, and I could talk to the camera, and I can make a video, and I can post it online, but there's no interaction back and forth. It's always in the comments afterwards, right? It's a retroactive conversation that you're having with a post that goes on Facebook, et cetera, et cetera. What this allows is real-time comments that are coming in, a conversation that I can have with you out there, with Jillian, with Dan, with Matt, with Mabel, with whoever chimes in, and I'm able to get real-time feedback for things that I say. So if I say something that's hogwash, right, that anybody disagrees with, you can put it in the comments that you disagree with me, and we can have that chat right there on the spot. It's not a retroactive conversation that happens later. And I love the aspect of that provides with Facebook Live. I believe wholeheartedly if you create a Facebook Live strategy that you're going to do with your business or with your own personal brand, or if you're running a charity, et cetera, that you do it this way. This is the way I would say. So hogwash is a great word. Sean, thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it. Absolutely need to go conversation style, because you can ask for feedback. You can make sure that people are still watching, etc. I keep saying etc. Let's just not use that word anymore. That's the one style of Facebook Live, and that is the style of Facebook Live that I suggest, especially if you're getting ready or just getting started with Facebook Lives. If you're getting ready to jump over that hump and you're going to start doing some of your own Facebook Lives to promote yourself or whatever it is. The other style of Facebook Lives is and those, of course, can go through a page or go through your personal channel. I suggest you use your personal channel for this because the non-reach that pages are happening out there. The second way is, so I downloaded, and I've had this on my computer for a while, OBS. It's, I'm going to open this thing up. Open Broadcast System. It's an app that you can get. I got it on my Mac. And you can tie in your webcams, an external video camera that you can plug into your computer. And what it is basically like a board so you can control. That's when you can use your whatever non cell phone or mobile device. The problem with that is that then that ties through, and I'm getting a little sign that says your connection is weak. I feel like I'm just kind of walking on the agree, use personal, and tag business pages works as well. That's what I do here. I appreciate it, Dan. Yeah, some great feedback from Dan Moore. The other way is through the OBS Studio, and then through Facebook. You can use any camera that you want. You can actually, if you have something, you can run the OBS board, so you can do multiple camera angles. You can almost set it up like a broadcast studio, but there's one problem. It looks great. It's slick. It's polished. If you do it right, there's a lot of openings that you can put into it. There's openings, there are lower thirds. You can make it really look like a production, but the problem is slow down goes in. The neck is weak. We're working on the other podcast. Thanks for sticking around. You're like the lifeboats of my rants or my talking points here. I know, Charity. I know I'm trying. We're trucking along. We make the big announcement of what we're doing here in Kansas City and how we are moving our office here in Kansas City. When that comes out, I'll be able to give you more. And hopefully, you guys will stick around for the Facebook Lives. It's almost like I got to kill these Facebook Lives until we move. But let me continue with, if you run it through your computer system and you run it through the OBS Studio, there's two major problems that I see. One, I already have a lag time on these Facebook Lives with you that are commenting. So it can be anywhere. I think the longest I've ever counted is right around 5 to 7 seconds. So if I say something like, hey, hit the like button if you agree with me on this, right? Then it's usually about 5-7 seconds that it takes before I start seeing the likes. Also the comments. So if I say something to Charity, like, hey, Charity, tell me where you're from or where you're at, it'll take about 5, maybe 10 seconds sometimes for that to respond. What I saw with the lag that happens on the OBS, it can be anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds behind getting any responses back from the people that are watching your North Carolina. See what we got there? I think that was like 12 seconds. The other bad challenge that I see, or the challenge that I see with the OBS system, is that you lose the personal touch with the people that are responding. Everybody that I see online that uses, and I got to reach out to Matt and find out what this extension is every person I see using the more OBS Studio platform, there's no interaction with the people that are watching. So it's basically them cutting a video live that they're just going to stick them on Facebook and then respond to the comments later, which to me is ridiculous. Why not, if you're going to just cut a video, just cut a video? I mean, you don't have to go live online. I mean, people can watch it in real time, but the whole reason you're doing a Facebook Live is to get the interaction from the people that are watching, to get knowing that Brooke into the Facebook Live here. The Nikki Allen is now in here. That's the worst part about doing a Facebook Live and getting that interaction, is that now if Nikki tells me that I'm full of hogwash, word for 2017, hashtag, I can see it in real time. I don't have to wait until I post the video later or the video goes. But yeah, so my suggestions is if you're thinking about doing it through, hi Nikki, if you're thinking about doing it through the OBS studios or something like that, just remember that it's going to be polished, but it's not going to be, I want to say user friendly. It's not going to be what Facebook Live was made for. Drives me crazy to see, and what's crazy to see is that the other Facebook Lives that I see that are really polished are not getting more. They're not getting more views than such as something that's like this, that's just grabbing. And what I've got going on here, I'm going to give you a little update on how my Facebook Live works. I took an old microphone arm, the ones you see in like a radio studio or something like that, and I stuck a selfie clip on the end of it. And it's kind of, I can move it around. This is what I'm doing. And that's what I put my phone into. I don't have to do that. I can actually get a tripod and just stick the phone in there. Two, I use one of these, forgive me here, I use one of these, just a regular lavalier microphone that plugs directly into my cell phone. And I clip it to the big Social Little Man broadcasting Yeti microphone that actually this is plugged in and going to, let's see if I can show you here. It's going, is it there? It's going to, there you go. Now, this is the first time I've ever showed the actual podcast being recorded live on the Facebook Live. So let me move this down. So this is the podcast. You can see the big microphone is plugged into that. So there is a strategy when it comes to recording a Facebook Live and how you can take whatever you're doing for the Facebook Live and make it an actual recorded video. Later on, you can put it on YouTube. You can put it through SoundCloud, which will push to podcasting. I've talked to Mandy a little bit about it. But this right here, if you have CS, the Creative Suite from Adobe, this is Adobe Audition. This is the exact same, it's the same program that I used when I was in broadcasting, but of course, that's been many years ago. So this is what I use to record. It's very simple. If you're wanting to I think the audio is better when I record directly into Audition than ripping the audio off of these videos that I put out. So the inner workings from a pro social. John, you flatter me too much, man. I appreciate it. John Sherrill coming in from the Seattle area. I assume that you're still in the Seattle area, but I know you're working and you travel the area. I will tell you this. This is the OBS. Let me go ahead and expand it. The open broadcast studio that can be used for if you're going to do a Facebook Live I'm showing you can see, but that I'm telling you, there's too much lag time there. There's not headed to Spokane, Washington. There's not the opportunity to talk to your audience, and I think that is a huge misnomer that a lot of people are trying to make their Facebook Lives look like CNN or look like a Fox News channel, or trying to make it with the big backgrounds and the big lower thirds and the big openers. And I think that people think that that's where they need to be, right? That's what they need to do. And you don't need to do that. You don't need to. The only thing I would do, as soon as internet catches up again, the only thing I suggest that you get if you want to doing Facebook, or if you want to do Facebook Live, is two things. A tripod, just a small desk tripod with a selfie clip that you can put your phone into, or if it's a smaller phone. I use a monopod with a base to it. I'll show that on a future Facebook Live. And then a microphone. Highly suggest that you get a lavalier microphone with a little 35 millimeter, I think it's 35, that plugs into your headphones jack on your phone, and it creates a better, creates a better sound quality. And if you want to, if you're not using Adobe Audition, you can, here's a pro tip for you. I love to say it. Pro tip, when you record your Facebook Live, you post it to Facebook. I mean, after you're done, you hit the, done, and then it posts to Facebook. You're able to, after a minute or two, go into that video and download the video standard definition style, download it as an MP4 onto your desktop or onto a folder on your computer. You can't do it on your phone, but you can do it on your computer. And once you download that video, you can then, if you have a YouTube page, you can then take that same video and upload it to YouTube. Once you get it on YouTube and it's done, you put the title in it about what you talked about, and you put it on YouTube, which is great for SEO to give a bigger reach out there with what you're trying to say. There are programs, if you Google rip audio from YouTube video, if you Google that, it's going to show you in the first couple of those, there are programs that are available online that will just take the audio off of your YouTube video and give it to you. You can download it as an MP3. Once you have an MP3, which is sound, it's a sound file now. MP3 does not have any video attached to it. It's just the sound. It's most, you guys know what MP3s are. It's what you buy on iTunes to listen to Drake, right? Once you get that MP3, if you create an account, it's somewhere like SoundCloud.com. And there's others out there as well. SoundCloud is what I use. You're able to then just upload the audio portion of what you're doing to SoundCloud. Now, if you're using a product like what we sell here, which is Fusecast, those podcasts and those links, that YouTube link that you have, you can channel those in. So a program like Fusecast or Pando is then you can take the content that you're making and then push it out to all of your social channels through your company's accounts. You can also then push it to all the employees that work at your company. It's something that we're really looking forward to when we really launch Pando here at AutoAlert, is that the content that I'm creating here, I'm going to be able to distribute it out to every employee that if they want to share my... Hi, Mike. Hey, Mike DeLay's in. By the way, happy birthday to Mike DeLay, CEO here at AutoAlert. Happy birthday. 50, 52, 53, something like that. Born in. No, just kidding. So happy birthday, Mike. So when I have a podcast that goes out, I'm able to push that through my channels, and then Mike DeLay on his phone have the opportunity to then share my content to his friends and family on Facebook. But enough with that. There's the pitch for AutoAlert and our products there. But the main thing I wanted to talk to you about was the two different ways you can do a Facebook Live. One is with a standard phone with a little plug, just put it in. And if you don't have that, you don't have to spend the money, just try it. 39, bro. Mike DeLay is now officially younger than me. I like that. He's officially younger than me. So just do it. Just try it. And if you want to see how you can distribute your audio, your video afterwards, you can do it. And it's very, very simple. It's a simple strategy that you can put together. Not only can you create content for your own personal brand, but you can create content for, if you work at a car dealership, you can create content for everybody else that's there. So I mean, if you're doing walk around videos, if you're doing some creative things through Facebook Live, if you're recording an event, etc., just remember that you can pull your videos off of Facebook that you've recorded. Just remember that. When you make a Facebook Live, it doesn't necessarily have to stay on Facebook. Rip it off of Facebook. It's very simple. Go into options, download the SD file, and then you can take that file, you can upload it to YouTube, you can upload it to Vimeo, you can rip the audio off of it, you can upload that to SoundCloud, create your own podcast. You can even make ringtones, man. The choices are so unlimited of what you can do with the content you're making. So, hey, Pat Hayes, what's up? Pat Hayes and Kindle both logging in here. Thanks. I appreciate you guys watching. We're towards the end of the Facebook Live. So all I have to say today, your takeaway from today is, if you're making content, if you're creating a lot of content, remember that distribution. Talk to whoever's at your dealership. If you're working at a dealership, and say, hey, listen, I'm making some great content. I'd like to distribute it out to everybody else here. Give them the opportunity to share this kind of stuff too, because I think that we're really doing some great stuff here at the dealership, and I've been recording it, and I've been using it for my personal brand, but I'd like to push it out. If you need help doing that, if you need a software solution, who's your man? Right here. Send me a private message like a lot of you do, following up, wanting to know more about what we do at AutoAlert, what more that I do. Pando, I'm telling you, if you have not heard of Pando, it's going to blow you away, especially if you sell cars. It is going to blow you away. So do your Facebook Lives. Have a great time. Keep experimenting. Don't ever stop. Have a great day. And you know what to do. Keep smiling, all right?